Today we will study the second topic from Unit 2, that is GIS and Spatial Data Management. This is your lecture 6, and today we will discuss this topic under following heads. First we will study about what is GIS, what are the basic components of GIS, what type of data are stored in the GIS, what is spatial data, how to manage the spatial data, and lastly the assignment. All these things we will cover in today's lecture. Firstly, what is GIS? The full form of GIS is Geographic Information System. Geographic Information System basically store, analyze, visualize data related to the geographic positions of the earth or geographic places of the earth. Basically, it is a software which stores the numerical data, means the data which are in the tabular form or the data which are in the image form. It stores the data, it analyzes whatever information which are present in that particular data, generalize all the data in a common form, and lastly, as a result of output, a map is generated with the help of GIS. There are four basic ideas of the geographic information system. First one is to create a geographic data. So firstly, a geographic data is created. Geographic data means which type of soil is present in a particular area, which type of hydrological features are present in a area, what are the demographic uh, what are the demographic position of a particular area, the rainfall pattern, the humidity pattern, the temperature variation in a particular area, like that. These are all the geographic data. All these particular sorts of data are stored in a definite database is a collection of different data, means huge collection of data is considered to be database. Lastly, all type of data are analyzed, the information in that are extracted, and finally a pattern related to the data are interpreted, and lastly they are interpreted on the map. It is easy to understand the data on the map, and the impact of that is very much. That's why the all the information are described in a map form in the GIS. Now GIS, let us understand the importance of GIS with this example. As you have data of the latitude and the longitude position of different places in a particular country, okay, like Los Angeles, New York, Miami, you have the position, the coordinate position, the latitude and longitude position. If we merge that with the particular map, or if we incorporate those particular data in the map of that particular area, then it is easy to understand the exact location of that particular place. With this, in a map form, we can understand or we can calculate how far a place is from another place, whether they are closely attached to each other or they are far away from each other, and what is the best route to travel from one place to another place in a particular country, like that. With the help of GIS, so many informations can be generated. The GIS help in measuring something like distance or area of a particular place or thing, the location of a particular area, address of a particular place, pattern, means what type of pattern is present across the slope or along the slope of a particular area, or trend. Trend means change through the time, that is the forest cover, the temperature variation, the snow degradation, like that. So many queries can be understood or can be answered with the help of GIS, like measurement of a particular area, location of a particular area, pattern of certain things, like which type of pattern of forest or which type of pattern of grass cover is present across the slope or along the slope, which type of crops are present across the slope or along the slope, like that. Or trend means the change through the time of forest cover, snow pattern, or your temperature, like that. What type of question can be answered with the help of GIS? GIS technique is able to answer various questions, like if a road is made in a particular area, then how will it affect the traffic of that particular area? If a canal is built, how will it affect the life of the person? Which type of dominant soil type of a particular area? How land can be zoned for flood management, for drought management, or for any stress condition? Which type of vegetation is present in a particular area? Like that. So all this type of questions are answered with the help of GIS. The standard definition of GIS is it is an integrated database management system. Okay, it is an integrated database management system in which all data are stored, all type of georeference data are stored, and the georeference data are related to the field survey like soil survey or yield survey, like that, in addition to the existing maps and report. And those particular data are stored, organized, manipulated, retrieved, analyzed, and displayed as per user requirement, as per the need of the concerned person. So, in the GIS, basically all the data are stored, organized, manipulated, retrieved, analyzed, and displayed. In short, we can say SOM, RAD, RAD, SOMRAD is the short form of remembering all those words. Okay. S stand for stored, O for organized, M for manipulated, R for retrieved, A for analyzed, and D for displayed. So, in the GIS system, different sorts of data are stored. Those particular data are well organized, means they are organized in a proper manner. Then those this organized data are further manipulated. Manipulated in the sense means the boundary or a generalized form is maintained, means all sorts of data are in different form, some are in tabular form, some are in image form. So a common form is generated by manipulating the boundaries or by changing the boundaries of all the datas. Finally, which whatever information is necessary are kept, and left are and the remaining are removed from that particular software. Further, those stored data are analyzed, and a map is generated according to the need of the particular person. Robert Roger Tomlinson is considered as father of the GIS, Geographic Information System. The history of Geographic Information System is quite interesting. The history of that GIS is started was started in earlier 1854. At that time, in the England, especially in the London, a disease cholera was spread, and many person lost their life because of that hazardous disease. One doctor named John Snow, he is considered as father of epidemiology. He tried to understand the reason behind that disease, what are the main factor which caused the disease. So he started mapping how many persons are in, he started mapping, and he started collecting the data and started mapping the disease in a particular area. Means he gathered the information like how many persons are infected, in which area this disease is prominent, like that. So various type of information he has gathered, and he just overlaid all the information. When he overlaid all the information, and when he overlaid all the maps, he noticed that the cholera cases were only among the area where there is a water line. This was the major breakthrough that connected the geography to the public health safety. And it's the starting of the GIS, means the father of epidemiology, that is the John Shaw, got the answer or got the cure for that cholera because of the information of geography which is related to that particular disease. So unknowingly he has started the GIS or Geographic Information System. Later on, so many scientists have worked on the GIS, means In the previous time, the computer were not very prominent one. The computer were very least used. So as the time passes by, the use of computers was increased in various field. The computer are used. At that time, a scientist named Roger Tomlinson, he was a person who basically mapped the particular area with the help of a computer, or he is a person who analyzes different area location with the help of computer. In the Canada, he got a project to know, the Canada is well known at the time, well known for the pulp and paper making factories, and they wanted to plant a factory in the Kenya. But they did not know that where to plant or where to establish a factory or industry for the paper mill, as they were unaware of the tree plantation pattern of the Kenya. So Canadian government gave this project to Roger Tomlinson, that to trace a particular location where the industry can be established and which type of tree patterns are present in the Kenya. And previously he got maps of various type of things, like the location pattern, the water pattern, the topographic pattern, rainfall, humidity, the vegetation pattern. So the Roger Tomlinson have huge amount of or vast amount of map in in his hand, but he find it too much difficult to merge all the information from different maps. Later on, he took help from a person who is well acquainted with the computer system. He digitalized all those map, make a common boundary for all those map, and then put all the information in a common platform. And finally, he got a vegetation pattern of the Kenya, which helped the Canadian government to establish a paper industry there. In this way, in 1960, he laid the foundation of GIS, Geographic Information System, in which the geographic knowledge of a particular area is merged or integrated with the computer system. In 1960s was considered to be the golden age for GIS. He gave the term GIS for particular technique which he used. The term GIS was depicted in a paper wrote by him, that is a Geographic Information System for Regional Planning. He computerized GIS and create a manageable inventory of the natural resources of the Kenya later on. These are some various components of GIS. Means GIS have basically five components. First one is the hardware, second one is the software, app data, apps, and the people. What is hardware in the GIS system? The hardware component include several specialized peripherals like digitizer, scanner. The scanner and digitizer are used for converting the resource map into digital form. A plotter is used for graphical representation of the map generated. Hardware is a computer on which the GIS runs. Nowadays, there are different range of computers. It might be desktop or a server-based computer. ArcGIS is a server-based computer, whereas different type of GIS software runs on a network computer. A computer For a computer to perform efficiently, all hardware component must be of high capacity. Means the some component which are included in the hardware are motherboard, the processor, the graphics, digitizer, printer, all are considered as hardware devices for the computer. Now software. Software is what it is. It is a tool which provide different techniques to run, edit the spatial information. It helps to query, edit, or run and display the GIS data. Few GIS software are ArcGIS and QGIS. Software provides the information and tools needed to store, analyze, and display the geographic information. Key software components are the GUI, graphical user interface, the memory, internal memory of a particular computer. This software helps in manipulation of geographic data, maintaining a database, preparing a database management system, which help in easy understanding of geographic data and easy visualization of a particular data. Which type of data are stored in the GIS? The data may be in a graphic form or in a tabular form. The data which are in a tabular form are considered to be attributes, and the graphic data are of two form. One is raster and second one is the vector. All these data can be purchased or can be created by of its own. The process of creating the GIS data from the analog data or paper format is called digitization. It involves registering of raster image by using ground level or ground control point or coordinate points. This particular technique is also called as rubber sheeting or georeferencing. What is georeferencing? Georeferencing is particularly registering of raster image with the help of coordinate points. Now, what are the main role of user or people? User or people are those person who runs the GIS software and hardware for preparation of certain map or any specific activity. Methods are what type of methods are used in the GIS? The methods depend upon which type of application for which type of application the GIS software is working. It depends upon the user to use or to apply different method for different techniques. Means some person may use it for business purpose, some for environmental studies, some for land degradation, some for hydrological studies, like that. So it depend upon purpose of main purpose of the question or main purpose of the query for which this GIS is used has been used. Now there are two types of data which are present in the GIS. One is the spatial data and second one is the non-spatial data. Under spatial data, different maps are included, like topographic, soil types, geology or forest type of maps are considered under spatial data, and they are converted into digital form in the computer. Non-spatial data basically includes the data which are in the tabular form, like demographic data, rainfall, wildlife data, census, etc. There are two different type of spatial data. One is the raster data and second one is the vector data. Raster data are basically the data which are in form of pixel, means they are differentiated or bifurcated into grid form of rows and columns. They are basically used for representing a discrete or continuous land pattern like elevation, slope, or a particular area. This raster data basically includes line, point. These data are mainly in staggered and stepped appearance, means the boundary of raster data is not homogeneous and basically used for pattern which is continuously changing, means the elevation of a particular area, slope, temperature, all these sorts of information are used in the raster data or analyzed by the raster data. Analysis of a certain thing is faster in the raster data. Vector datas are in form of points, line or polygon. There are mainly three type of vector data: point, line and polygon. Points do not have any dimension, means no length and no width. Line have a length and polygon have length and width and also a area. When points are connected, then line is formed. When lines are connected, and then a particular enclosed area which is considered to be polygon is formed. Vector are used for best representation of a particular area. The file or the file format which are used for the vector type of data are shapefile. and they are stored in GIS software in form of shapefile. So the difference is clear between the raster data and the vector data. Analysis is faster in the raster data. Analysis is slower as compared to raster data in the vector data. The boundaries are homogeneous or smooth in the vector data, but they are jagged or stepped appearance type of boundaries are present in the raster data. Raster data have grids or the data are present in form of pixel. In vector, the data are present in form of line, polygon, and points. Complex type of analysis can be done easily with the help of raster data. Complex type of analysis cannot be done with the help of vector data. The coordinate system like latitude, longitude, and altitude points are considered in the vector data, but they are not considered in the raster data. In the raster data, the area, lines, and point have fixed area, means the finite area is represented by raster data. Infinitesimal area is represented by the vector data. The vector data have very or the vector data took very small storage space, and the raster data took large storage uh, space. These are the example of vector and raster data. The boundaries are clear here in the vector data. This is the representation of vector data where it is a polygon which represent the pond in a particular area. Raster data are in form of pixel, so the boundaries are stepped and jagged. It do not give a perfect figure for a pond in a particular area. This type of grids are present in the raster data. This is the representation of this is the representation of a real world in GIS software. For depicting the real world in the GIS software like this, we need various type of data like vector and raster. All these datas are in form of different maps. Firstly, the boundary of all the data are made homogeneous, means some information are of large area, some information are of a small area. So homogeneity of the information is made firstly, then all these information are mixed. The individual information are considered to be layer of information. These are overlaid, and the combined figure of all this information represent the real world. The data format which are used in the GIS software are, means at the time of data acquisition or data collection, the information may be of form of GIF, TIFF, JPEG, or PNG. So in all this information are needed at the time of collection of the data. GIF and JPEG type of file format are not used for raster data. In the GIS software, NTF, SDTC, SDTS, DXF, Tiger, DLG, this type of file format are used. Basically, the shape file are used for vector data. Imagine and GeoTIFF file are used for raster data, and file geodatabase are used for both raster and vector data. So here are some file format which are used in the GIS software. Like in the Excel software, in the Excel format, when you save your file in the Excel, the file format name is .xls. When you save a PPT, the file format is .pptx or ppt, like that. So these are the software form of various data format in GIS software. What is database management system? Database management system is a particular management system where different type of data are stored and captured in an organized manner. There are various type of data like tabular data or graphical data or a data in a map form. So all those data are stored in a particular place or a particular system that is considered to be database management system. In this particular management system, the storage, editing, manipulation, retrieval, or retrieval of a particular data is managed properly, there are various software for database management system. Those software are DBM, those software are MS Access, MS SQL, MySQL, Oracle. So all these are database management system in which different type of GIS data are stored properly. There are various GIS software are present both in public and both as public and commercial software. The example of GIS software which are in the public domain are GRASS, OSSIM, QGIS, ILVIS. The commercial are ArcGIS, Geometrica, ArcInfo, MapInfo. So these are all commercial software which are used for gathering the information which we got from the database management system or different geographic data. What are the main key feature of the GIS? In the GIS, large volume of data from various sources, various file format can be stored efficiently. Means the data can be in the tabular form, the data can be in a graphical form, the data can be in a map form. All sorts of data can be stored properly in the GIS. The analysis of all the data are carried out speedily. Both non-spatial data and spatial data are carried out efficiently for derivation of effective output or for derivation of effective information from all type of data. The data, the information are in graphical form or are easily understandable answer of a different or complex question. A spatial analysis or spatial modeling can be carried out with the help of different multi-layer integration. Multi-layer integration means various sorts of information are available in the GIS, so all sorts of information are integrated, are merged together, and a compiled information can be generated. What I have told you previously, what is modeling? Modeling is a mathematical expression or mathematical form of all sorts of data, a systematized form through which we can clearly see the information properly. With the help of GIS, the remote sensing, the socio-economic data all are collaborated properly, and the best answer can be generated, or the best answer of a complex question can be obtained with the help of GIS. Now, how spatial data are managed properly in the GIS, that we will see. Firstly, the in the GIS few steps are there. The first one is data acquisition, in which the data collection is made. Second one is the data pre-processing, means processing of data. The third one is the database management system. The next one is storage and retrieval of data, and finally the generation of output in a particular GIS system. Now, what is data acquisition? In the data acquisition, it is a process of identifying and gathering the data of a particular area for any particular application. There are two type of data acquisition, or two type of data sources are collected. First one is the primary data and second one is the secondary data. Primary data are the data which are collected in a digital form, especially for GIS project. Secondary data are the data which are collected for other purposes but can be used for GIS system or GIS information system after converting or after transforming it into suitable file format. The this preparation or this acquisition mainly involves the numerical data, the tabular data, or any graphical data. After data is collected, the digitization of that particular data is made. In the digitization process, 3D data processing is made. Means all sorts of data are converted into 3D form. Means a realistic pattern of a particular area can be obtained, like which type of building are there, what type of elevation of that particular building. That sort of 3D model is generated, in the pre-processing form, the digitization process. Nextly, the value addition to that particular image is made in the data pre-processing form. After that, particular file format conversion, the data reduction, generalization, editing and merging of all points for preparation of a polygon, those all data are transferred into database management system. In the database management system, the data are entered, updated, and some information are kept, otherwise all information are deleted which are not valuable in database management system, and if necessary those deleted information can be retrieved if needed in future time. So this is what happened in database management system. Now we can see what happens in the spatial database management system. Suppose this is the digitalized form of a particular primary or secondary data. In the GIS system, all type of vector data are stored in shapefile, and both vector and raster data are available in geodatabase format. This particular shapefile is then, if it's not shapefile, then the geodatabase is converted into shapefile. Then this database is entered in a particular uh, computer server or map server. After then, a projection of that shapefile is made. Projection of that shapefile is made means whatever information are present in that particular file are converted into layer form. Specific information, like the first layer will include the topographic data, second will include the socioeconomic data, third will include the land variation data, like that. After then, the variation in the boundary are repaired, means different data are of different scale. Some include the data of a larger area, some include the data of a smaller area, so a uniform boundary for all the data are made. The spatial data are converted into non-spatial data, means numerical data, and finally a new map is made, which is then matched with the pre-existing map which is present in a GIS software or GIS server. After matching, few information are generated, and finally the questions or the query which are asked in the GIS system are answered, and answer is generated in form of a new map. The In this way, the spatial data is managed properly. For managing the spatial data, firstly, what we have to do, firstly we have to generalize the form of data, means raster and vector data are generalized into a common form. Then these particular sorts of data are merged together to get a valuable information. After getting a valuable information, the boundary are make all the boundary are just we have to make common boundary for all the information. We have to convert the information which can be easily understood in a GIS system, and finally a map is generated. These are two assignments which you have to do on the basis of this lecture. Firstly, you have to differentiate between MIS and the decision support system, which is the main component of GIS, and you have to tell me which country have developed the ELVIS, QGIS, ArcGIS software. So all the topics are related, all the things related to these topics are clear from my perspective. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the webinar class. Thank you.